Hi everyone, I'm Shae. I'm a feminine embodiment facilitator and self-development enthusiast. I am also an author and a runner and a dancer and a writer and all of the things. Today I want to talk to you about one of the biggest misconceptions of feminine embodiment. I speak about this a lot and it should be spoken about a lot because I feel like it's still such a huge misconception that women have around this idea of claiming their feminine essence, dropping more into their feminine side, feeling softer, more radiant, more in flow, dropping that hardness, dropping that tension that they might have inside. And I get that. I know exactly what it's like to be attached to perfectionism or control or feel like I'm rigid in the way that I live, my rules, my ideas, my beliefs. At one point, it becomes dull. Like life loses its shine. I lose my ability to be spontaneous, to be excited about life, and it's like going through the motions. What tends to happen if women find themselves in this kind of energy or they're feeling disconnected from their body, from their sensuality, is they turn to feminine embodiment and they find a video on YouTube or a book or a coach or an Instagram influencer, and they learn about how to be more feminine. They learn about what dressing a certain way can do for them. They learn about practices that they can do, how to, move in their bodies. And I think all of this is fantastic and it does help, but I feel like there's a missing piece. And it was really only through my own experience and exploration internally that I realized what this missing piece was. And I found that it made such a huge difference in my life, and I had to share it with others in my work, in my retreats, mentorships, and now my books. So this missing piece is the idea that you have to completely push away your masculine side in order to be more feminine. It is not true. It can't be true. If you have the existence of feminine, then automatically its opposite existence is true. But in order to fully express this side, we need to express and know this side. It's not like we're just here or we're just here and that's it. Actually, we're existing in life every single moment. We're existing on a spectrum of energy. And right now, I'm holding a little bit more of my masculine essence. So I have some focus, I'm leading, I'm teaching in a way that has some structure to it. Even my energy inside, like I feel less like, because I'm probably on this spectrum right now. I'm probably about here if this was masculine and this was feminine. And then in a moment when I stop recording and I go and sit down and do something else, maybe I go over here. And then maybe someone calls me and asks me for advice and I go over here. And then maybe in that advice, I give them some soft, loving words and affirmations and I go back here. We're always moving on a spectrum of energy. Expressing ourselves in life, so speaking, being in our bodies, moving, all of that is done on a spectrum of energy. And I'm trying to dispel this idea that it's like this woo-woo like energy concept that you can't really touch and understand. And it's like, oh no, I don't deal with like energy stuff. Like, let's think about it in a really real term. Okay, I'm trying to find something I can use to explain this well. This bag, would we call this bag hard? No, I think we'd call this bag soft, right? Quality of it is soft. The energy expressed is soft, or rather, we could get down to the physics of it, the way that the cells are vibrating, are coming together to create the quality of soft. I just call it energy expressed. Its energy is soft. And this tissue is also soft. And if I feel into it, I would say that this is more soft. So if this is more soft, then this has to have a little bit more hardness. So if this is more soft, then this actually automatically has a little bit more hardness in it. The quality of this has slightly more hardness, and then the softness is about here. But then if we think about my shirt, which is very, very soft, I think my shirt would be about here. So already there's a spectrum of quality, and that spectrum only exists because hard is over here, the hardest of hard, like this table. But there could be something even harder, like steel. Maybe even harder than that is gold. Is it harder? I'm not sure. It's the same with energy in how we express ourselves, right? So there is soft and we can call it hard, but really it's more like the opposite of soft. And that energy in itself is neutral. It's not good or bad. What happens is we're so used to being on one side of the spectrum as women. If we're looking to embody more of our feminine energy, likely we're coming from a place where we're embodying so much hardness and intensity, and that looks like masculine energy. It's an unhealthy expression of masculine energy. It is not an integrated and clear and pristine expression. I'm going to give you another example of real life. Think about two different men. One of them is solid in himself. He speaks the truth, he has high integrity. If you ask him for advice, he'll give you advice. You feel so protected and provided for around him. He's very calm actually, but he's passionate at the same time. He just doesn't feel volatile or violent. This energy is what I would call healthy masculine. All of the qualities of masculine expressed in an integrated, healthy way, coming from a healthy place, coming from embodying the purest essence of masculine. You could also think of another masculine man who gets in a lot of fights and he's pretty overbearing and over-controlling, and his energy doesn't feel safe. People would say that it's just the masculine, he's just being masculine, but he's distorting how they're expressed. We do this as women. We fall into the trap of resting in a distorted masculine, so that when we go into feminine work, feminine embodiment, we run away from the masculine. We don't want that distortion anymore, it hurts. So we push it away and we just try to be only in the feminine. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why some women don't find the true shifts and transformations that can occur when they're in their feminine, because they're not integrating a healthy masculine within it. They're not integrating this scale, they're just trying to exist here. It's very hard to only exist here as a woman, because then we become so soft and flowy and in our minds that we don't know how to actually go to work anymore. So woo-woo and like up here that we don't have integrity and structure in our lives. We need all of those qualities that the masculine gives us, and a lot of these women become very codependent on a masculine man. And if they only have known coming from distorted masculine within themselves, they're probably going to seek out a distorted masculine partner. And then the toxic relationships happen. When women start to get to know what a healthy masculine energy is like within themselves, they also start to get to know what a healthy feminine energy is within themselves. I believe the masculine distortion, if we're coming from this place, making ourselves sick with this energy, then the feminine energy we go to is also the feminine distortion. Wild. And yes, we do have a wild feminine, but using wild feminine as an excuse for being crazy and without respect. And so in order to have this healthy expression of the feminine, I believe we need to know a healthy expression of the masculine. And also, the same is true for the other side. The men that I feel most safe with in their masculine is men that I also feel like they've connected and healed with their feminine. And a lot of beautiful men's work mentors that I know in this work are very integrated in the inner feminine. They actually teach that with the men, how to connect with their inner woman. They're the men that I feel most safe with because they've integrated all of that, and it's coming from healthy places, and they know how to express them from a healthy place. And they probably know how to identify what feels like distortion within them. That is the biggest misconception that I feel people are getting confused with in feminine embodiment, that it doesn't give them the nourishment or the transformation that they truly desire. They don't even look at what their inner masculine feels like. The beauty is when you heal your relationship with your inner masculine and create a more healthy expression of that, the more you'll attract in a partner, if that's what you're looking for, or just people in your life who also embody healthy masculine. I am with the healthiest masculine energy partner that I've ever been with in my entire life right now. And I know it is because I can identify what that looks and feels like. And because I've done the work in myself to understand that and to also not accept an unhealthy masculine, because I wouldn't want to continue to express that in myself. And I know how to shift that. My work revolves around this actually. A lot of the feminine embodiment work I do, I mean, it's very broad, but I still speak about claiming your inner masculine, healing your relationship to your inner masculine, which heals your relationship with masculine outside of you. And my Inner King course actually talks all about this. I'm actually making a big shift to my work. I used to share all of my online courses as separate products that you could buy and experience. But now all of my online courses based on feminine embodiment, sensuality, healing your inner masculine, going through big life transformations and changes, that is all now going to be in a membership community where you can join for a much smaller fee than the course could ever cost you and get access to all of my courses, as well as live sister circle calls and beautiful community connection with other women who are also on this path of self-development and feminine embodiment. If you want to get on the wait list, then I have the link down below in the caption. Ask me any questions in the comments if you have any. Also, look out for my books. Firstly, I have Grounded Goddess, so how to connect with your feminine through feminine archetypes, which I also talk about masculine and feminine energy. It has a lot of exercises and practical tips and information that you can actually go out and use and do something with. And then my next book coming out is how to help yourself move through big life transitions by letting go of the old you and stepping into a new version of yourself that is more aligned and healthy and free. Okay, that's enough for today. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon.